Today's session lasted 3 hours. It was 3 hours of just pure planche and a bit of chest at the end. And when I think about it, I would like to justify that the reason for this extensive period of gym time is because of optimal recovery between sets. But if I'm being honest, a lot of it really just came down to my laziness. I just didn't really feel the best, and I was just on my phone, and I wasn't paying too much attention to my recovery. I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna wait it out a bit, feel it up, and once I felt pretty good, and I'll just spend like another good 2 minutes after that, and then I go on to my set. The reason being is I was not time restricted today. I Today was a free day. I had nearly nothing to do. I finished all my exams. I was all by myself. It was a morning session that started from 7 a.m. and it finished off at like 10:30. So, or actually, it's a 3.5 hour session, but 40 minutes consisted of just warming up, and I'm not sure what other people may emphasize with with warming up. I know there's multiple ways of like approaching it, but I tend to really pay attention to a very methodical way of doing my warm ups. I always start with resistance bands, work on on my scapular muscles, my rotator cuffs, and just making sure that my shoulders are very stable. That's the biggest concern I have with the planche. And once that's all warmed up, I'll work on my delts and my biceps. Aside from that, yeah, I'm surprised that it took 40 minutes for myself to get warmed up. It was a morning session, so obviously I was not used to it. I was loaded on caffeine, so like a shot of espresso, and I'm really not used to coffee. So it took a bit of time for the coffee to kick in, and from there, like, it wasn't a sensation of pure strength or like pure energy. Rather, it was like I felt pretty crap, and it was just like a consistent level of crappiness. It didn't progressively get worse as I did my sets because I wasn't fatigued due to the caffeine. It's hard to explain, but that's the way I feel whenever I take like pre-workout or like energy drinks or again coffee. So yeah, like reason being why my warm up was so long was I was just waiting for my body to just kind of wake up in that sense. Like again, I've been recording a lot of my RPEs for these sessions, my holds, recording just how I felt and the amount of effort compared to the performance. So in this session, I rated it a 5 out of 10. I was like, oh, it's just an average day. I didn't feel too good. I didn't feel too bad. It was just a day where I just went in, got the work done, and it was a consistent straddle planche hold. I wasn't too happy with the form, but I wasn't too displeased either because I knew that at least there was a baseline of strength that I was holding consistently. But again, sorry, I keep saying again, but like this was only I only had a few exercises here. I had like holds, negatives, and tuck planche push-ups. Those were the only exercises that focused on the planche. After that, I did incline dumbbell press, mainly to work on my chest because I find that planche really doesn't really activate my chest as much since it's more of a stabilizer rather than a prime mover. So I feel like I've been neglecting that muscle group and its development. But yeah, the fact that I did three exercises in 3 hours, that's an hour per exercise for only like what holds. I did like three holds. Negatives, I did I think like eight negatives, and these tuck planche push-ups I only did like 3 sets of 5. And yeah, it's kind of funny how like I spent so much time. Now I don't really mind for this session because I didn't have anything else to do today. I knew that if I just went back to my home, then like, well, I was just gonna go on YouTube or just rest up, right? I would much rather prefer getting a proper, optimal, full recovered session where I felt good after every single set. One thing I didn't want to mention was for my negatives, they were all pretty consistently strong. I guess the performance didn't really hinder due to my fatigue, mainly because I was allowing myself that amount of time to get rest. It almost felt like a very reduced level of grease the groove method. But yeah, it was a pretty funny session today. So that's basically it, and I'll finish it off here.